Yeah, I know it's late, I don't care. Here it is. Oh, shit. This was a really good show, and I mean, let's start off with this first match. So you have Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo, and yeah, the skit with the funeral thing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but you know, you got a steel cage match with weapons on the cage, you know, inside the cage, no less, and they pulled out all the stops. I mean, you have Pete Dunne having a wrench and like twisting Tony's fingers. You have Tony D'Angelo retaliating back with a chair, and it broke. I mean, you know, you have that. This was really cool. You have at one point Pete with a cricket bat, and he smacks it over Tony's back and breaks it in half. And there was a point where Tony was going to take out Pete, but Pete reversed it into an armbar. So, yeah, this match was awesome. And you obviously knew that Pete Dunne was going to win this match, and yeah. I really enjoy professional wrestling, and I don't care, you can say sports entertainment all you want. This, to me, was one of the best wrestling matches, whether it's a hardcore style or a technical style, because really, Pete Dunne is one of the best technical wrestlers of today. But this was probably the match of the night, and it was only the first one. You have Toxic Attraction versus Indy Hartwell and Persia Parati, and this was a good match too. And I mean, Toxic Attraction has always delivered. I mean, and I've said that before. There are a very good stable, and, well, even a women's stable at that. But I mean, you have JCJ, have Indy Hartwell, and Persia Parati, and I don't know if that maybe was a fireman's carry or whatever you want to call it. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, having Indy and Persia try to fight back, but Toxic Attraction was too much. They ended up retaining the women's tag team titles, the NXT women's tag team titles. And it's a shame to me that WWE, well, Raw and SmackDown, don't utilize their women's tag team titles that much. I mean, the New York Scream Queens are the tag team champions, but when are they gonna have their day? When are they going to defend their belts? You have the NXT North American Championship belt with Carmelo Hayes and Cameron Grimes, and this was a very good match, and it was a close call. Cameron, Trevor Lee, whatever, had a lot of close calls. You thought maybe he was going to win the title. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and Carmelo Hayes basically stole the win, and is still your champion. And what was one thing that I really enjoyed was there was a collision, and they did like a somersault thing. One of those really good moves, and this was a really good match. And I mean, Trick Williams tried to distract Cameron at some point, but you know what? I don't know who else can face Carmelo in the future, but it'll be a good match. You have the Creed brothers, with their arms wide open, versus MSK, and I really think this match was awesome. And I mean, MSK came out to this DJ on top of the bleachers, I guess, and they played the Dusty Rhodes American Dream theme music along with like their own rock thingy, you know. Yeah, that was a hip hop, but they also had guitar in it, so this was really good high flying action. Obviously, the Creed brothers had their Diamond Mine singlets, which I thought was awesome. But you know, you thought maybe MSK would become the second time Dusty Rhodes Take Team Classic winners, but the Creed brothers had the victory and won the cup, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, Diamond Mine is another good stable in NXT. We'll see where that goes. There's the main event, Braun Breaker versus Santos Escobar with Legado del Fantasma in his corner, and a very good match as well. You know, and this was 18 years to the day that I believe that Eddie Guerrero had won the WWE title from Brock Lesnar at No Way Out. But this was very cool because you have two different styles. And, you know, there was a point where you have Santos try to do the high fly flow, and it, you know, Braun Breaker gets out of the way, and Dolph Ziggler comes in at some point, does a super kick to Braun. You think maybe Santos is going to get the win. And I love Dolph's reaction on the outside when he doesn't get it. But then Tommaso Ciampa comes out and they wrestle, or they, well, you know, wrestle, I guess, and the outside. But yeah, it'll be Braun Breaker versus Tommaso Ciampa against, apparently, coming up, you've got the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, or Rudolph as I call them. So I'll probably see that next week anyways. Now you did have some segments as well. You have Eli Drake or LA Knight and Grayson Waller, or Grayson Waller accused Eli of assaulting him because of the restraining order, but it was a really good segment too, and yeah, it was a very good show, and there was a lot more on that show, but all around, I really enjoyed it. I think that it was a very good show, and you know, we'll see what happens next year for Vengeance Day, but yeah. Stand and Deliver apparently is coming up soon, so I can't wait for that. And there it is. Talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming. But you know, I think that there's this myth out there that Jamie Keller that's why he took pleasure in cutting WCW. I don't think that's the case at all. Because if you look at some of his earlier interviews, like